This is a Dr. Bill Quarter, physician, consultant, and author, with one question: what should we eat? And that's a very complex question. If you go around the world, there are thousands and thousands of different diets. There are thousands and thousands of different recommendations. For me, I'm going to make a very simple recommendation. But before I do, I want to give one disclaimer. Some of the individuals listening, I'm sure, are going to immediately blame Obamacare. That's a huge issue today. But I want you to know that the statistics I'm about to give predate Obamacare. And the statistics are the following. If you look at our country and compare our country's health versus the other top industrial countries of the world, we have the very worst health of any of them. We have the highest rates of cancer. We have the highest rates of heart disease. We have an exploding population of diabetics and pre-diabetics. And we have a huge population of people with chronic medical illnesses. On the flip side, because of all of those illnesses, we spend more per capita than any other industrial country in the world. So not only are we eating poor food, we are paying for it. And here's an irony and why I mentioned politicians at the beginning. If you want to blame politicians, you're going to have to blame the Democrats and the Republicans. Since World War II, our Congress has been subsidizing the agricultural giants. Now, in World War II, that made sense. Europe was under a siege of poverty. They were malnourished, they needed food, they needed to rebuild their society. America pitched in, and we pitched in many ways, but primarily with food. So the agricultural giants have grown progressively over the last 50 years, to the point where in my generation, we have lost 5 million farms. We have lost 10 million farmers. Today, and this is no lie, we have more people incarcerated than we have people who are farmers. We have lost the culture of farming. We have instead developed a culture where you place 10,000 cattle in a single building, give them grains, and when necessary, slaughter them and send them to the market. It results in poor quality food. We all love hamburgers, but the hamburger we eat today is not the same hamburger that any of us ate 25 years ago. So let me give you my recommendation for a complex topic. Complex because of all the different eating styles, complex because of the political ramifications, complex because of the economic factors. I recommend just two simple approaches. One, eat real food, and number two, eat real color, or eat more color. If you just follow those two recommendations, I think you can significantly improve your health. Now let's look at real food. By that I mean anything that's been around for the last 10,000 years. Let's take meat. There are some bad components that you need to be aware of. But yes, you can still have that piece of meat on your dinner table. But try to make it the smallest portion, not the largest portion. Studies show that if you eat too much meat, you actually are increasing your risk of cancer. So you want to keep it at a lower level. And you need to make a shift from animal-based products as being the biggest component of your diet to plant-based products as being a larger component. And what that means is switching from meat to vegetables and fruit. Now yes, you can switch from meat to fish if you would like, And that's a good substitution. But a better substitution is eating more vegetables and more fruit. And of the two, vegetables are actually healthier than fruit, simply because fruit has more sugar, and at our level of sugar in this country, it's pretty toxic. The other component are nuts and seeds. If you look at the Mediterranean lifestyle, they have a lot of nuts and seeds mixed in with their food. We don't as much. So for all of us, I'm recommending we pay more attention to the vegetables, we pay more attention to fruit, more attention to nuts and seeds. Now, is there a downside? Yes, there is. The downside is that you're going to pay more money. I mean, it costs more to get a clump of broccoli than it does cost to get a clump of French fries. In fact, the vegetable eaten the most in this country is French fries. Is that healthy? No. So you need to make a shift to healthy vegetables, healthy fruit. I think if you do that, you'll notice not only are you eating better nutrients, forget the calories, you're eating better nutrients, but you're also eating food that is easily digested. It's a lot harder for the body to digest a clump of meat than it is to digest broccoli. In addition, the clump of meat is most likely going to have more toxins than that clump of broccoli. At the same time, eliminating the toxins is a lot easier in broccoli or other vegetables than it is in meat. And it's certainly easier than eliminating those toxins in the gluten that we've discussed in terms of high carbohydrates, high pasta, high bread. So if you move away from high pasta, high bread, and if you reduce your meat and focus on vegetables, fruits, I think your health can significantly improve. So just keep those 2 points as your fundamental base. You can go your own individual directions with your own individual tastes, but I would strongly recommend real food and real color. And if you do simply those 2 small habits, I think you'll find greater health, you'll reduce your level of risk for cancer, you'll reduce your level of risk for heart disease, you won't develop those chronic illnesses that plague so many of the older individuals, and better yet, I think you'll find yourself with greater vitality, you'll find yourself with greater mental sharpness, and from my love, you'll find yourself with fewer toxins, and fewer toxins that are going to cause damage to yourself and others. So thank you very much for listening. I know it sounds like simple advice, but I think it is advice that can make a significant difference in the quality of your life. So I appreciate you. I hope we can educate each other, and I hope together we can get everyone into better health. Thank you.